So you've mastered the beginner French beading techniques. Are you ready to learn some more advanced French beaded flower techniques to take your flowers to the next level? Hi everyone, I'm Fen Lee, designer here at the Bead Flora studio, author to the book Bead Flora, the revival of French beaded flowers, and a bead instructor at the Bead Fun Show. On this channel, I offer technique reference guides, tip videos, and free beaded flower tutorials just like this one. If you would like to learn more, consider subscribing. The goal of this channel is to help you shorten your learning curve while starting out to make French beaded flowers. Today, I'll be showing you the fourth technique project from my book, Summer Blossoms. I'll put a link in the description with where you can get your own copy of my book. I also wanted to make it as easy as possible for people to have access to my patterns for this bead along, so I made the book available through the Amazon Kindle Unlimited program. You can sign up for a 30-day free trial. In part 1 here, I will show you how to make the double and triple split basic technique. And in part 2 next week, I will show you scalloping and assembly. I designed this flower with techniques in mind that I wanted to teach and not modeled after any specific flower. But these are most similar to anemones. New techniques that we'll be covering today are the beehive technique and the double and triple split basic technique. The advantage to these split basic techniques is that you can make more petals with fewer bottom wires. Therefore, you can make flowers quicker and end up with a slimmer stem. It's unclear who developed these techniques, but they first appeared in Virginia Nathanson's second book, New Patterns for Bead Flowers and Decorations. And before I begin, I want to show you the kit that is now available for the Summer Wildflowers book cover project. It comes with all the beads you need to create this bouquet arrangement: Echinacea, Daisy, and Brown Eye Susan. I'll put a link in the description with where you can get the kit. Now let's get to today's project. For this Summer Blooms project, we'll be using size 11 seed beads. For the petals, we'll be using a transparent red. For the leaves, we'll be using a transparent green. For the center, we'll be using an opaque black. For wire, we'll be using 24 gauge and 26 gauge copper core wires. For the petals, we'll be using 24 gauge red. For the leaves, we'll be using 24 gauge green. And for the center, we'll be using 26 gauge black. For finishing, we'll need a length of 16 gauge stem wire and green fluoro tape. First, we'll work on the center, and the technique we'll learn is the beehive. This is a variation of the basic frame technique, and I already have some black beads strung on some 26 gauge black wire here. For this pattern, we'll need a 1 bead basic with a 4-inch top basic wire and 4-inch twisted wire and loop. Twist down about 1/2 inch. Straighten everything out. Let's make 3 rows. After we've made the 3 rows, bend the twisted wire and the basic wire down to make an N shape. As we're making the rows, we'll be wrapping around the top basic wire and the twisted wire at this shape. And the easiest way to hold on to it is to put your finger inside the center here. And the pattern calls for 12 rows, which means we'll end at the top. We have all 12 rows made. Twist the top basic wire and the working wire down about ½ inch. Cut another tail off of the spool. I'm going to cut this here too. So now, take the one set of bottom wires and bend it towards the center and then away. And do the same for the other set of bottom wires. So now we have a beehive with a 1 bead basic, rounded top, rounded bottom, 12 rows. We'll work on the calyx, and the technique we'll use is the continuous wraparound loop. And I have some green beads already strung on green wire here. To start out, let's leave a 3-inch tail, and the pattern calls for 10 bead double wraparound loops. I'm going to make 5 of these total. Cut another tail off of the spool. And twist the 2 ending tail wires together slightly at the base. So here we have 5 10 bead continuous wraparound loops. Now let's work on the petals, and the techniques that I'll be showing you are the double and triple split basics. They are a variation of the basic frame. The pattern calls for a 5 bead basic. We'll need 5 beads on the basic wire and 5 beads in the basic loop. Twist about 1/2 inch for the twisted wire. Straighten everything out. The pattern calls for a rounded top, pointed bottom, 9 rows. Now undo any twists in the twisted wire here and move the beads all the way to one side. And cut at the base, leaving one bottom wire. Now this is the new basic wire. Make a knot at the top here. Now we're going to twist these two wires to make a new twisted wire. And the way to determine the length you need for the twisted wire is to measure the twisted wire on the first petal. And that is about a 1/2 inch. Now we're going to make another petal on this twisted wire here. Now we're done with the two petals. Bend it up like this and pull the working wire down. Cut another tail off of the spool. And finish the tops as you would normally. Here we have a 5-bead double split basic with a rounded top, pointed bottom, 9 rows. The next technique we'll work on is the triple split basic. The pattern calls for a 5-bead basic, and let's put 10 beads in the basic loop. Again, we'll leave 1/2 inch for the twisted wire and make the petal according to the pattern. Now we're going to split the beads, 5 on each side. Cut the loop and make a knot on each end. Now take the working wire and wrap it around one of the wires to make a new twisted wire. Now we'll make a petal on this wire here. Twist these two wires to form a new twisted wire and make the last petal. Now pull the working wire down and cut a tail off of the spool. And here we have a 5-bead triple split basic, rounded top, pointed bottom, 9 rows. Now we're going to attach these 2 petals together. Have the petals face each other, right side facing in. Twist the wires slightly at the base. Open them up. Turn it to the back. Take one of the tail wires and wrap it around the base of one of the outer petals. Take the other tail wire and wrap it around the base of the other outer petal. Twist the 2 wires together slightly. Open the petals up and you'll see a hole in the middle here. Do you see the possibilities opening up for making beaded flowers with these techniques? Hit the like button if you found value in today's tutorial and subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of my tutorials. If you make any of my flowers, I always love seeing them. Connect with me on Facebook, Instagram, and the French Beading Facebook group to show off your beaded flowers. Also, check out my Etsy shop for the kits that I listed out on there due to the Bead and Button show canceling due to the pandemic. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye!